the shelters that I just made. Or maybe it's like an old outhouse, I don't know. There's my son back there hard at work. He's not gonna let anybody film him filming a sign. Where'd he go? There he is. Ah! Hello YouTubers, this is River Rock Outdoors again. We're here at the Cataloochee Trail. This isn't where we initially started out to get, but this is the little Cataloochee, so we're going to stop and explore it. There's supposed to be an old Baptist church down the trail in the woods, and we'll get a look at it and get some footage of it. And hope you guys enjoy the video, and just stay tuned for some more. This wasn't where we had initially intended to go. However, we were there and decided to go ahead and make the best of it. There was to be a couple of old settlers' cabins on the trail and an old church, which piqued my interest, so we decided to investigate. We were about 1 mile in when we came upon one of the cabins. It was called Hana cabin, built in the early 1800s. This is pretty cool. The boards are a little iffy, so watch your step. An old fireplace, closet. This is cool. Back door. Swimming pool. Jacuzzi, hot tub. Let's go check it out up here. It was small and had low ceilings and had an upstairs loft. Man, this is cool. I think Laura Ingalls Wilder lives up here. Could you imagine living in a place like this though? This would be something. Of course, back then this was the way to live, and heating the place. I don't know if they chinked in between the logs with natural clay or whatever they did, but I don't know. I couldn't imagine it'd be hard to heat this place. So, and the winters are cold up here. There's a lot of snow and ice. So yeah, definitely takes you back, makes you appreciate what you got. It's cedar plank boards that they used to shingle the roof with. They had to hand mill all that stuff and make it by hand. All these logs are, hand cut, grooves cut out by hand. There wasn't no power tools, so. The low hum of a nearby stream began to fill the air as we seen the glimmery reflection of the sun on the water. We continued to walk, and then there it was. Emerging out of the forest of trees was a beautifully kept white church, complete with steeple and a bell tower. What a sight! I began to imagine inhabitants of those woods making their way to church every Sunday with thankful hearts and eager hope. They had a circuit preacher that would come by once a month to fill the pulpit, but this church would have service every week. So I learned from a hiker I met who was from that area. He also stated that the descendants who no longer lived there would get together on the first Sunday of June and have service in that church again and reflect on the days that used to be. I totally enjoyed this experience. Cataloochee Baptist Church. We just come from inside there. We'll have footage of the inside here in a little bit. Just the acoustics are bad, so we're going to record out here. But it's just astounding to think about the amount of effort it took for a community to come together and people that would come to church every Sunday and the faith that they showed just to live in these conditions at that time. You'd have to have faith. So, but they held services regularly here every Sunday in this church. However, I just learned from a hiker that was just coming through here that's familiar with the territory. He said that they still hold a service here once a Sunday, like on the first Sunday in June, I believe he said, once a year. So they open the gate up in the trail and you can actually drive your car up to this place. You don't have to hike in. We then made our way back to the car and started down the hill and tried to find the other end of the valley. We got directions from the gentleman in the church and we were on our way. We soon came to the turnoff and started down the entrance. We then found the trailhead and we initially had been searching for. we were in search of a house called the Woody Home, named after Jonathan Woody, which was built in about 1894. It was originally a small log cabin, which was later renovated into a structure that now stands by Jonathan's son Steve in about 1910. Here's the home, just right out in the middle of the woods too. Nice stream. I think down that path there's a spring house. But this is the Woody house. Okay, it's a historic house you're about to visit. Depicts the lives of the early settlers. If it's defaced, the impact is permanent. The damage lasts forever. So we're not going to do any of that. But looks like they freshly painted it since the last time we were here. We're fixing to have our Mountain Dew moment. Ain't it cool? It ain't got a couch.
Is there a PlayStation in there?
No PlayStations, no couches. The property had been a thriving farm at one time, but now, since it became part of the National Forest, it had been shadowed by tall ash trees and oaks. It's better than what I grew up in. Now look at that though, man. Somebody's done scratched their name and initials in the wall in here. A window seat. We used to have one of those when I was a kid. There would have been a fireplace there. Looks like they've closed or blocked it up. This is the back porch. I haven't seen any elk yet. I wanted to get some footage of some elk. Kind of creepy looking up here. Like singing. It's one of the bedrooms. All the bedrooms are pretty much the same. A washbird's nest. You want to sit on the back porch and eat?
Yeah. What?
That's a bat.
Oh crap, where?
Right there. I'm filming him.
Is it alive?
Yeah, he's alive. He's sleeping.
Well, don't wake him up.
Well, that's cool. See?
Are they easy to wake up?
Yeah, they can be. Don't poke him. Anyway, it's Mountain Dew time. Yeah, me and Blake enjoying our Mountain Dew moment, man. We've got Mountain Dew Ice Lemon Lime. Blake's got... Hold your Mountain Dew up, Blake. Mountain Dew Kickstart. What flavor is it?
Original Dew.
Original Dew. There it is. So
this video was sponsored by...
it's not really sponsored by Mountain Dew.
Coca-Cola.
Sponsored by...
Pepsi.
Snapple. Eating some Twizzlers, man. It's some survival food right there. Check it out. I'm ashamed of you.
Hey.
I raised him like that. I feel just terrible about it.
Where's my cheeseburger?
Just learned this survival hack. How you can make a straw, an emergency straw, out of a Twizzler. About one end off, and then the other.
Tastes really good.
The rooms were spacious and the scenery beautiful. My son and I enjoyed some time goofing off around on the back porch, and then we headed back to the car and then headed home. We're out of the trail and on the road on our way back home. Just finished looking at the Woody house. Seen a few elk, but they were female. They weren't very large. Didn't get to see a bull, so I wanted to get some footage of that, but we didn't get it. But we're on our way home now. We'll get all this uploaded, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. See you later, and God bless. This is where they would like come in and put their stuff from outside, like a mud room or something. Imagine some of the stuff that they did while they were outside. You know, just living back here in that time would be hard living. But I mean, if you're used to it, I mean, if it's all you're ever used to, then it would just be like living today, like we do today, what we're used to. And this would like depict a prominent, well-to-do family, somebody that had a little money, maybe did some farming. They were productive people, and no doubt the size of the house. He probably raised, you know, several children, maybe several generations lived here. and this was probably built back in the mid 1800s or earlier. So definitely something to think